Okay, so I know we've probably talked a lot about properties, but I want to at least go through three more properties real fast with you that I didn't go through in this last one that I think is more commonly used properties that you would use in CSS. And so far, like you said, we went through all of these: color, padding, margin, width, all that stuff. We already know how to use that. What I didn't talk about was fonts. And we can use font family, font size, font width. Those three would probably be the most commonly. I know you see more on my screen here, but I mean I don't see people using these on a regular. If they do, hey, kudos to them. But I mostly would probably use font weight, font style sometimes, font family, and font size. So when you're dealing with the font family, you pretty much dealing with a style type of font. So right now, by default, I'm not sure what font is on, but I gotta add that font first. So let's go back to HTML and add hello world again, right? Hello, no world. Okay, and hit save. And then we're gonna remove that image that I had previously. So let me go back to my style sheet and remove this image. We're going to also remove the no repeat, and cut. Now there's more to that image, background image, but I'm going to go through that like in a separate video. But we got font family, right? So by default, I'm not sure what font it is. I don't think that's Arial, but by default it has a font already built in there. But I'm going to change it to one I use here and there. I say, what is it called? Century Gothic. That's what it is. And it's going to change the font to a different font. Okay? As you can see here, it looks totally different. You know. So that's how you change fonts. You got to know the name of the font, but you have to make sure it say font family, and then change the name of the font. Okay? You can also do font width, which is already bold, I think. Since it's a H1, it's already bold. So what we're going to do is go, we're going to go, instead of font bold, we're going to do font 100 pixels. Oh, not 100 pixels, sorry. Just 100. And hit save. Go back. And now it's going to be a thin font. As you can see here, fresh. Now it's really, really thin now. So that's how you make it the weight of the font, either thick or thin. Okay. And also one more thing with fonts is font size that you'll use. So font size, and you'll say font size. I don't know, maybe let's go real large. Let's go like 50 pixels, just so we can see it get much larger on the screen. And hit refresh and see how big it is now. It's much bigger now. And you can make it as big as you want, and you can make it as small as you want. We can go 150 if we wanted to, and hit save, hit refresh, and voila, look how big it is. We can't even see it because it's knocked off the screen, but we can pull it in though. And as you can see, hello world at 150 pixels, very large. Anyways, let's move on to the next font that I wanted to talk about. What is it called? Properties, sorry. Property I want to talk about was borders. And before I do that, let me get rid of this font size, because I'm going to go back to, so it can fit in the screen, and just pull it back in. Alright. So now we're going to do a border around this font, right? So we're going to do a border, and the way you set that up is you put border, and then of course colon, and then we're just going to do 1 pixel around it. We want the pixel to be, we want the border to be solid. You can also change this to dotted, and you can change it to dash. There's so much things you can do. Well, you know what? Let's just leave it at dash. That's fine. And then you can also make a color for it. So what I didn't show you when it came to color, you can also do color by color numbers. I can't explain how that works, but you'll use a hashtag first, and then you'll put the color number in if you know the color number. Since I know, let me see, 333, which is kind of, I would say, gray, because it goes from, I want to say, 0 to 9, and then from A to F. So pretty much from 0 to 9 is the darkest, and from A to F is the lightest. So if you was to go FFF, that'd be white. And you go 000, that'd be black. So that's how it goes in grayscale. But I'm gonna just show you this and show you what it's gonna do. It's gonna put a border around that image. So when I save it here, and you'll see a dotted or a dash. Did I say that? Yeah, dash border around it, and it's grayed out. I can also change that color of that border to like and we can just use a regular color here. Let's just use red so you can see it. Hit save, hit refresh, and you'll see it change red around that. Okay, we still got our padding on there, so you can see it got 30 padding, but it's the width on this side is gonna push that padding out more because of the width size. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is border radius, which allows the borders, and I'm going to change this from dash to solid. So let me do that first, so to have a solid line around it. And then border radius, what that's going to do is it's going to give you that roundness, round corners around the box, around that border. So basically we're going to give it like a 5 pixels of roundness, I guess you would say, around that. And then you hit save, and we'll check it out, and you'll see how it's more round instead of pointy. That's what that does. And I do not like this red on there. I'm gonna just change it to purple, like the color here. So let's copy that, and let's just change it to purple so it blends together. I like things to blend together, so I just did the other ones like that just so you can kind of see how things work. But now I'm gonna start probably making things look better, because I'm not gonna keep making it just something that looks horrible on the screen. But anyways, that's how you will do the border radius. We can go up some more. We can go like 25 and see how much it'll give it. Let's see. See, now it's more rounder. So that's cool, right? And I think those, for me, I would say is the basics of starting. There, like I said, there are more operators out there. It's a lot more, but I'm only going to give you the basis of what you would need to build a website, because I think that's all you need within this series of CSS. But I will, make some videos just talking about specific CSS properties rather than going into a series like I'm doing now. But for now, I think that wraps it up for CSS. I don't think there's anything else I want to do with CSS. I think that's it. Actually, I do want to do one more thing before we leave. So there is something that, that's, I don't know if people talk about it or not, but let me do this first. I'm going to remove this margin here. So I don't want any margin. Right here, right? Oh, no, okay. There's another part that I want to talk about in the next video. I'm sorry. So we're going to stop there. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.